What's up, guys? My name is Anthony, also known as Packers 53134 on Boom, and I'm from Totowa, New Jersey. So it was actually random when I first logged on. I think it said I could create a username or ask me what my favorite team was, and of course it was the Packers. So I just went with Packers, and they just created Packers 53134, and that's how I got my name. So when you guys came out with the streaks, I was very excited. It was like something completely new. Like it was, like DraftKings doesn't have that or FanDuel. So it was something new and different to try out. So streaks. So I like the concept. You have three different tiers of prizes and entry fees. You have the 25 cents one, the dollar one, and the $2 one. And I like that because you could base it off of how much you want to spend, how many entries. You could also do a max of 20 entries. If you get that question right, move up to the next step. If you get that question right, you move on to the next step, and so on and so on. If you know how to play your entries and you play them smart, you could get to the final step where you could potentially win 20,000 or 10,000 or 2,500. And you guys could buy and sell a streak. That was something that blew me away because wow, that's really interesting. You could take your step 6 streak for a potential $10,000, but maybe sell it for $500 or $1,000. If you didn't feel confident or taking the risk going forward, which I thought was really cool. There was one point where I was killing. I had 20 entries in step 4. I had 30 in step 3. And that was just basically maxing out step 1s, and then I would max out all of step 2, all of step 3. And then after I got to step 4, I would start to break up the entries a little bit to kind of diversify. So just in case I got one wrong, I wouldn't lose all 20 entries.
Yeah.
And I would kind of go on a little bit of a losing streak. I would lose 3 or 4 entries, another 3 or 4 entries, another 3 or 4 entries. But I would always keep that one entry, which kept rising up to step 5, to step 6.
So it was like a war of attrition, because even if you were losing a little bit, you were still rising up to that
right.
jackpot.
And I knew that even if I did lose my step 7, I had 20 entries in step 4, which was good as well. And if I lost those, I had a bunch in step 3. So I had a little bit of a security net, I guess.
That's kind of genius.
Yeah, it was really good. I was on a really good streak.
So you have a bunch of streak entries. They're stacking up the board. Most of them lose, but one of them is getting all the way to the final step. But you don't want to play it, right?
Well, I mean, at first I didn't want to play it, and then I was like, no, I should sell it. And I was like, actually, no, I should play it. And I was like, no, the smart move is to sell it. And I was literally going back and forth for days. And I was like, I don't know. I'm like, maybe I should just put it out on the market to see if someone bites. And for a couple of days, no one did. So I canceled. The last step isn't the normal 4 question or 4 people pick the one that has most hits or whatever it was. This was during baseball season. So it was, you had picked the pitcher and you had to guess the exact amount of strikeouts. One less or one more, you would have lost. So it was a little risky at the time, and I was like, I don't know. Yeah,
I'm not. 25 cents.
Right.
There's a really hard question.
Right.
And it turns to $2,500.
Yeah.
So how do you know what to price that as? How do you know what to make that value?
I was basing the value off of the percentage of if I did sell it, how much of a chance that buyer would have actually had. I think I originally put it out at 500.
Okay.
And no one bought the streak for a day or two. And then once I was at step 8, I was like, all right, I'll lower it to 444. And once I put it out that day, ATL, he buys a streak, and I was shocked. So this was around the afternoon. I put it out for 444. No one bought it for a couple of hours. I was like, all right, I don't think anyone's gonna buy it. And then I think it was around like 6 o'clock, ATL buys it for 444. And at first, I really didn't know how to feel. Like, oh wait, should I have sold that? Or like, I mean, I just won $400, but I mean, I could have won 2,500. So I really didn't know how to feel in the moment. But I was more shocked to find out that he bought it and then he played that streak that same night.
You are the shining example of what is possible in the boom marketplace, the streaks marketplace. Do you think that that's like a legit side hustle? Has that worked for you? That this
It is.
batch selling of streaks?
So I don't know if I should say this, but
No,
I actually,
what, dude? Everybody should be doing it.
no. But when it first came out, I bought. I'm trying to remember what pyramid it was. This was like when it first came out, but basically I bought a step 5, I think it was, for like $100 or $150, and then I literally just sold it the next day for like $200 or something like that.
What do you mean you don't want to tell anybody about that? That's incredible. You're streak flipping. Just to put your cash out in perspective, because it is a monster payday.
Mm-hmm.
It is about the equivalent of hitting a 6-leg parlay of all plus 240 underdogs. How do you like that?
That's a good stat. I like that.
It's a plus 16,000 money line underdog.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty hard to get to step 8. You know, I had a lot of close calls.
It's a huge win, man.
Yeah, it is. It's very huge.
With a quarter.
Right, a quarter. It's kind of crazy to think about that, but yeah, I mean, I was like, all right, well, now I have more money to play with. So I am Anthony, also known as Packers 53134, and I am a jackpot winner and a streaks seller winner.
Hell yeah.